This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple Intelligence gets a green light for China. Things Apple Maps will not advertise. And deals on Apple stuff from Apple. It is Thursday, the 16th of July, 2026. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken. Brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by OneSkin, a new standard for your skin. Try it now with 15% off using code MacOSKen at oneskin.co/MacOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Clean My Mac, keeping Macs running smoothly since 2008. A lot of us would rather have the slowest Mac imaginable than the fastest Windows machine we can find. Of course, what we really want is the Mac we've got running its best. That's what Clean My Mac does. It keeps your Mac in shape. Cookies, installation leftovers, multiple copies of things. Our Macs are just like us, picking up all kinds of stuff without realizing. Our Macs can get loaded with junk that slows it down just because it's doing its thing. Clean My Mac knows where to find that junk and what to do with it. It also keeps an eye out for malware and runs optimization routines to keep our Macs running their best. Get tidy today. Try 7 days free and use my code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clnmy.com/MacOSKen. Make MacOSKen all caps both places. That way they know where you heard about it and you get the discount. Try 7 days free and use my code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clnmy.com/MacOSKen. Again, MacOSKen is all caps, both places. Use code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clnmy.com/MacOSKen. Here's one I'm not sure we saw coming. A piece from TechCrunch says Apple Intelligence is making its way to China. Citing a Reuters report, the piece says the Cyberspace Administration of China has approved Apple's AI services in the country on the back of a deal to integrate Alibaba's Qwen AI model into Apple's operating systems, including iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and visionOS. While it's unclear whether Apple has acknowledged the news, Alibaba has. TechCrunch has the Chinese company confirming the news with CNBC, saying that Qwen would be integrated into Apple Intelligence experiences. What they don't say is when Qwen will make the scene, though I guess that's not surprising since Apple has yet to say anything. Not that that's stopping people from getting excited. Apple 3.0 ran part of a reaction note from JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee. Coming as it does just ahead of the iPhone 18 launch, Chatterjee sees the news as a positive on multiple counts. Among them, folding Qwen into Apple Intelligence will improve Apple's competitive position against Android phones in China, while the Cupertino company is expected to raise iPhone prices here, there, and everywhere. Chatterjee's not expecting iPhone prices to rise as drastically as the Droids. Additionally, the inclusion, at long last, of Apple Intelligence in China will give people a serious reason to upgrade in the analyst's estimation. Again, that'll help take the sting out of price increases, which again, won't be as bad as the Droids. Mr. Chatterjee has an overweight rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $345. We're learning a little more about advertising plans for Apple Maps this week. TechCrunch ran a piece Wednesday that had the Cupertino company trotting out a list of services that will not be allowed to post ads in the application. It's mostly a ban on home services, according to the report. Things like plumbing, electrical, locksmith, HVAC, pest control, and stuff like that. On top of those, the policy, updated on Wednesday, also prohibits ads for such businesses as cryptocurrency ATMs and bail bonds providers. tobacco shops, dispensaries, stores that sell marital aids, they're all prohibited from advertising. Gun stores and liquor stores, no can do, by which I mean no can advertise. The thinking expressed in the TechCrunch piece is that Apple's trying for a more organic feel, limiting advertisers to places people can actually go. Of course, they were mostly writing up the home services angle. I mean, you can go to a bail bonds provider if you want, but it's not really pleasant, is it? As for dispensaries, gun sellers, and stores of the adult variety, well, that's Apple being Apple, isn't it? As for explaining their reasoning, that's Apple being Apple again. TechCrunch says the Cupertino company did not respond to a request for comment about the new rulebook. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, OneSkin, a new standard for your skin. The scientists behind OneSkin spent 5 years developing their OS1 peptide. It targets cellular senescence. Zombie cells, they call them. OS1 switches off the damaged cells that contribute to lines, wrinkles, and sagging skin. I know their OS1 face has made my skin feel better to the touch and taken care of some dry patches I've struggled with for years. So let me tell you about something else I've been using. Their OS1 Body Moisturizer. My skin got super dry in late spring. Can't say why, that's a new thing for me. OS1 Body is fast absorbing, never greasy. It took care of my irritation and again, made my skin feel softer. See what it can do for you at oneskin.co/macOSken. With over a decade of research behind it, OneSkin's OS1 peptide is proven to target the visible signs of aging, helping you unlock your healthiest skin now and as you age. For a limited time, try OneSkin with 15% off using code macOSken at oneskin.co/macOSken. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code macOSken. And when they ask where you heard about them, please make sure you let them know it was macOSken. Try OneSkin now with 15% off using code macOSken at oneskin.co/macOSken. Apple's back-to-school hardware promotions have gone live across Asia. Mac Rumors ran a piece Wednesday that had the Mac maker kicking off the sales event in select countries, including China, India, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, Thailand, and Vietnam. As it's done in years past, the company is offering a free item, a gift card, or a choice between the two, depending on which country an eligible college student or educational staff member is in. The announced back-to-school promos run through the 27th of August. No word yet on when similar promotions will begin for Europe, the UK, Canada, or the US. In the back-to-school promo vein, though, a piece from 9 to 5 Mac has Apple highlighting tax holiday sales in 10 states here in the US. Those are kind of moving targets where and when folks can buy select products without paying state sales tax. Good for purchases online or in-store. Promoted tax holidays include Alabama beginning this Friday, the 17th of July through Sunday, the 19th. Florida from the 20th of July through the 20th of August. New Mexico and Tennessee from the 31st of July through the 2nd of August, West Virginia from the 31st of July through the 3rd of August, Arkansas from the 1st of August to the 2nd, Missouri, South Carolina, and Virginia from the 7th of August through the 9th, and Massachusetts from the 8th of August through the 9th. Eligible products vary by state, exact offers vary by state. If you're in the market for new hardware and happen to be in one of the states mentioned, the easiest way to find more info would be searching the term tax holiday on Apple's site. Apple's added 36-month carrier financing for cellular iPads here in the States. A piece from Mac Rumors says the offer is good for purchases through AT&T and Verizon, adding to the 12-month option previously available via AppleCare. Doesn't sound like a great deal, though. I mean, it's fine, but if you've already got a line with either carrier, that line is not part of this deal. Both carriers restrict eligibility to subscribers activating a new line of service, according to Mac Rumors, rather than those adding a cellular iPad to an existing plan. Also, there's no savings, just more time to pay. That's on top of whatever they're charging for the iPad cellular service, which, once again, has to be new. I mean, whatever, but I'm going to stick with whatever. If you want to have your next iPad or Mac cared for by Apple, that's going to cost a tiny bit more. Back to 9 to 5 Mac, which says Apple has increased its monthly and annual AppleCare Plus rates for new Mac and iPad customers. It's not much, 50 cents a month or $5 for annual plans according to the piece. I will say this one actually kind of makes sense. If prices for devices have gone up because of component costs, components to fix those devices would have to go up as well. Not saying it doesn't stink, but it does make sense. It is worth noting, notes 9 to 5 Mac, that the new prices affect only new sign-ups for Macs and iPads. Current customers will keep paying the old prices, says the piece, at least for now. That's 9 to 5 Mac saying at least for now. Don't at me. So it sounds like they found Wanda in season 1 of the Apple TV series, Where's Wanda? But you know Wanda. A piece from 9 to 5 Mac says the Cupertino streamer has shared a first look at season 2 of the German dark comedy, Where's Wanda? According to the report, season 1 followed the Klott family, who took the search for their missing daughter into their own hands when local cops seemed incapable. Never got around to watching season 1. I only know they found her because of the season 2 description. According to that, the Klotts are back. Just as they thought their lives were finally returning to normal, their daughter, Wanda, is caught seemingly red-handed, standing over a dead body. You know Wanda. The description says the Klotts will need to do everything in their power to prove her innocence and avoid losing her again, as their investigation to find the real murderer takes them into the criminal underbelly of their sleepy suburban town. Season 1 of Where's Wanda is available to stream now on Apple TV. Season 2 gets underway on Wednesday, the 21st of October. And finally today, are you ready for some football? It's kind of a silly question. The planet's had a case of football fever this summer, thanks to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. That's either over or over enough as far as Major League Soccer is concerned. Apple TV put out the word yesterday that MLS is back on the Cupertino streamer. After a break for World Cup play, the regular MLS season starts again today. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Clean My Mac. Try 7 days free and use my code MacOSKen20 for 20% off at clnmy.com/MacOSKen. This show is also sponsored by OneSkin, a new standard for your skin. Try it now with 15% off using code MacOSKen at oneskin.co/MacOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macOSken at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macosken.com. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Leonard likes this post.